Welcome to RG Podcast Season 2, The Limitless Boundaries. I'm your host, Isha Shrestha. Today's podcast, we have a very prominent educator, Mr. Jack Bridges. Welcome to our podcast, sir.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
So would you like to tell us more about yourself?
My name's Jack Bridges and I'm Head of Humanities at Dulwich College School in Beijing. And I'm here in Nepal for a conference with a big international school group for British schools in Asia, and we've been hosted by the British School of Kathmandu.
So what exactly is your role in Dulwich International School in Beijing?
So I lead the humanities department, so it's geography, history, religion, and I think the equivalent is social studies in Nepalese.
Oh, that's fantastic. So I guess you've already visited different parts of Nepal?
Yes.
So where have you visited?
Just in the Kathmandu Valley.
Oh, okay.
And we've, I've been to Patan.
Oh, wow.
And Timel.
Oh, okay.
Timel.
So how do you like Nepal so far?
I love it. The food is great. I've had Nepali thali.
Nepali thali, okay.
Nepali thali, and
Khana
that was
sit.
phenomenal. And momos.
Momos, yeah.
I love momos. Momos is great.
So talking about the educational sector, so how important it is to give international exposure to our students?
I think it's really, really important. One of the things that we do at Dulwich is live world-wise. So it's getting students outside of their comfort zone, seeing places around the world, interacting with different people. It's really, really important because the world's becoming closer together.
Exactly.
So it's really important to have people connecting and learning about different cultures.
Yeah. So you just visited our school as well. So our school is also holding different kind of international programs. So how do you like Rajarshi Gurukul?
I'm absolutely blown away. The facilities, the professional coaches teaching the students, and just the feel. I've visited a few of the classrooms, and just like the students are so confident, and they're all saying hello and asking loads of questions. It's a place where I would want to go if I was a student.
Yes, exactly. So you've also shared about your student exchange program, and you were also in Sri Lanka for student exchange program. So how was your experience?
Yeah, so when I was a student, I was my school linked with a school in Sri Lanka, and I got to go to Sri Lanka and stay with a family.
So our Rajarshi Gurukul also holds such international program where our students are taken to other different countries and they do exchange programs. So in your perspective, what are the advantages?
I think just an immersive experience as well, like living with families. I think about now, I also did one at university with Japan. So I went and stayed with a Japanese family.
Oh, wow.
And it's so different to just visiting a place, to actually live.
It's very practically learning, I think, the cultures and the language, the foods, everything.
Yeah, exactly. And to see what life is like as a person living there, rather than just seeing all the tourist spots. So I think those sort of programs are really life-changing, because I remember everything that I did in Sri Lanka and Japan and seeing all the families.
It's very different just being being a tourist and being living in the families over there. It's different.
Yeah, and I still speak to them today.
Oh, wow.
I still keep in touch.
You have a good connection with them.
It's been 12, 15 years, and still talk to them. Not on a daily basis, but any big life events. So.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So, talking about the extracurricular activities, I guess you've already visited to different parts of our school also, and we have been providing different extracurricular activities. So, what is your perspective about ECA's importance?
Yeah, so we have lots of ECAs, and ECAs are so important to get students out of the classroom.
Exactly.
So it's not just sports, but academic ECAs, doing competitions. So we do a lot of robotics competitions and things like that. So getting students out of the classroom and even go into different competitions through their ECAs is really, really important.
Yeah, it's very motivating to our students as well. So, talking about Duke of Edinburgh, so our school also has this program, Duke of Edinburgh, and as you are also the silver awardee of Duke of Edinburgh, so how is it, how challenging did you find it to be a silver awardee, as well as to what are the advantages in being in this DOFE?
Yeah, so I did do DOV when I was a student, and then I also coach. I'm a DOV leader,
Oh, wow.
and I've run the training for the Silver Award, and it's so important to get students out of their comfort zone, to do a challenge,
Exactly.
Volunteering, especially as there's not many opportunities to find volunteering on your own. But if you're part of a group that are doing it, so if the school does Duke of Edinburgh, then they can get in touch with different organisations, and it looks really good for your CV as well.
Exactly.
So it shows that you've done more than just sit in the classroom and study.
Exactly. It's
And
actually maybe practically learning about life.
yeah, and the expeditions, facing hardship, and sort of climbing the mountain, literally. And
Very adventurous.
yeah, and what better place to do it than Nepal with the mountains and the expeditions, and
There are a lot of scopes.
yeah.
So, as you are also a teacher of geography in your school, so how do you maintain discipline in your classroom?
Maintain discipline. So I think setting expectations really early on, like these are my classroom rules, and this is what we're going to set. Sometimes also we get students to come up with the rules, but we frame them in a correct way, and then they all sign it and say we are going to, put our hand up if we want to ask a question and things like that. So yeah, lots of things like that, but just setting expectations and allowing students to make mistakes as well. I think that's really important, and to learn from the mistakes. And so we do a lot of restorative conversations. So if a student's done something not appropriate, then we have it, talk about it, rather than just punish them. We talk about it and
So do you also have punishments?
we do, because if you do the crime, you got to do the time.
So what sort of punishment do you give?
So I think anything from maybe take away their break time.
No.
But it's very rare. It's very rare.
Yeah, there's some time necessary with the students.
Yeah.
Okay, so talking about the project-based learning, so what is your perspective in that? So we take the students to different field trips and even make them do some group works and other research activities. So how do you find it?
Yeah, I think project-based learning is really, really important. And that idea of discovery, we call it as well inquiry learning. So finding out the answers on the journey and stuff. And it's one thing that, I want to do more of. Takes a long time to plan, and you've got to be aware of the different roads that students go down. But I think schools that have project-based learning, their students are fantastic, because they have that natural curiosity and just because they won't know everything in life, but if they can find out where to get information from, then they are set for life.
Nice, yeah. So as you see, our Rajarshi Gurukul have different international programs integrated, like Y cities and different other international programs. So your Dulwich International School, what sort of international program does it include?
So we follow the International Baccalaureate program, and that's kind of all encompassing. So it has lots of different elements. But I think having, here, I hear you, and I'm seeing that you've got lots of different programs, and that's really nice because you can personalise it.
Exactly.
So if students are interested in learning Chinese, then they can go down the HSK route and things like that. Whereas sometimes the IB this is what there is, and you can't add anything without it being too much work. So I think having lots of different programs is really, really useful, and you can always add and change. And
lastly, as our students will be looking forward to your valuable motivational words, so would you like to say something to our students?
I think just take every opportunity, because I think life will throw you all sorts of challenges, but if you take the opportunities and really and really sort of embrace them, then you're going to have a fantastic life, I think. Just like everyone who's been international has been.
Thank you very much, Jack.
Thank you.
And thank you for thank you for being very humble enough to accept our cordial invitation for this podcast as well. So thank you very much, everyone. So this was our RJ podcast, The Limitless Boundaries, and I hope you all had a wonderful time watching this video. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.